So tonight we're going to discuss some dinim that have to do with machtim, with pins and needles, and we'll see practical applications. As well, it gives us an insight in general into the halachas of Hotzoah. There is two types of, in the Mishnayos, we find two types of machats, two types of needles. One is called a machat nekuva, a needle which has a hole that's used for sewing purposes, or a machat she'ein nekuva, the machat does not have a hole, and that was used for, to use for clothing, to stick in, maybe. They also were those days, the way they were made, and a machat she'ein nekuva was like a pin. It had something decorative on one end. The end had like a nice bead on it or something. It looked pretty. So a woman would use it. She could put it in her clothing and her hair. It was like a tachshit to look nice. That's a machat she'ein nekuva. So we have in Mishnayos, thank you, the first Mishnah in Parak B'mei Isha, the sixth Parak in Shabbos, which is the Parak that deals with all these shilas, most of the shilas. The Parak says that a woman should not go out on Shabbos with a machat she'ein nekuva, a machat which has no hole in it. Even though it's a tachshit, it looks nice. So she's not carrying it in order to carry it. She's wearing it because that's where it's supposed to be worn. But as we spoke, there's something called the Chazal or Goizer on tachshitim, that a woman should not wear certain tachshitim on Shabbos because of the worry that a woman would on the street show it take it off and show it to her friend and come to carry it. There was exam with the Rabban. But the Raisa would be mutter. She's putter if she went out with it, because it's a tachshit is something that's not considered Hotzoah. It's not considered carrying. But on the other hand, since it's a tachshit, it's something nice, so there's exam with the Rabban.
Not only Shabbat.
Only Shabbat, but we're concerned that something's going to come out with it. Look, in actuality, like we spoke last week, and the Mitzvah Hashem maybe next week or the week after, we'll learn about it in detail. Women do wear tachshitim today. The minig is women do wear jewelry, all different types of jewelry.
Well, even gloves, right? They'll even allow to wear gloves.
Women even wear gloves. But gloves goes back to a different shaila. It's not mitzvah tachshit, but...
Why? That's a lot of them, they have fur on them, and it's like...
Right.
A big thing for them.
But even let's say it didn't, really... gloves will go into the category of a malbush because it protects you and it covers your body. The problem with gloves is that people, when walking in the street, it's common, it has nothing to do with man or woman, it's equal. There's a chash that a person would take off the glove to scratch oneself or to do something else, and thereby carry the glove on Shabbos. Very often people take off their gloves in the street.
The scarf?
So the Maisa, therefore, the Alter Rebbe writes that it's roy for a person to be machmer. So the women are lenient, and the women are mekel, but the men, at least the minig and by Chassidim, the men are machmer.
It's very common for men to take off their hat too and scratch their heads. Or to go like this. So they agree to it.
We'll see in Hashem that hats have to be worn on tightly on the head. Now, Maisa.
How come we're not afraid
so
to
that's,
take it off? To scratch his head.
I guess it's not as often, it's not a...
Because if a person takes off his glove, right, to scratch himself, he's not walking. He's not going dollar honest with it.
As you walk, you take your gloves off.
Yeah, but
you greet someone or
to shake hands. So
it's like a double shot. Okay, so if you're shaking hands, you're not walking. Usually you stop when you shake hands with somebody.
Yeah, but you walk.
You don't
with
walk
the person.
like and then you walk back. Right? Usually when you shake hands, you stop. Shake hands, and then you put it back on because it's cold.
I just had gloves on and had to reach here and reach there, so I took them off. So I think it's pretty common. Even in cold, people take off their gloves, whatever.
Well, the Shulchan Aruch doesn't say that it was about shaking hands. It says about this scratching oneself or chapping a mosquito or whatever it is. People
A mosquito I can understand. Then he'll follow
listen.
you.
It's a machlokes. It's a machlokes. That's why it's a machlokes Hashem. It's not a clear cut thing. Therefore, the women are lenient.
Oh, some they're trying to allow you to wear gloves all the time.
Women, when I say women are lenient, in Shulchan Aruch, there's no differentiation between men and women. I'm saying in the fact, on the ground, women are lenient with gloves, and men are machmer with gloves. Could be there are some men which are makel when it's very cold. They say you wouldn't take it off anyways.
And women, they don't shake each other's hands.
We'll have a separate share with Hashem about gloves. So the Maisi have a machat. The first Mishnah says in Shabbos, not the Mishnah we had before. It says a woman should not go out with a machat she'ein nekuva midrabanan because of tachshit. This Mishnah says over here. Let's take a look. Loi seitze isha b'machat nekuva. A woman should not go out with a machat which has a hole in it, which is meant for sewing. Even though we're not carrying it in the hand. It's stuck into the clothing. She sticks it into her clothing. Still, no, she should not walk out with it. And she should not walk out with a ring which has on it a seal. They used to have signature rings that to sign things. They would have wax, and they would hot wax, and they would put their seal into it, and it would imprint in the wax
Dinim.
or the ink their name and they would have emblems those days. People would have certain type of designs that represent their family or their who they were. That's called tabash yeshla choisim. So women, now what happens if she goes out with either of these? See later on in the mission it says im yatzasa chayeves chatas divrei meir. Chachamar poiter in the other two cases the Mishnah brings, but everyone agrees when it comes to these two dinim. A woman goes out with a machat nekuva or a tabash shel choisim, even though she's wearing them. She's not carrying it in her hand. She's wearing the ring, and she has the pin in her clothing. She's chayev chatas, meaning it's a deraisa. What's the reason for this? Pashat. The machat nekuva, no one needs to carry a machat nekuva. No one puts in their clothing a machat nekuva. Nekuva means it has a hole. It's there for sewing purposes. It's not there as jewelry. A machat she'ein nekuva, it's a tachshit. It's something that those days it was decorative pin. It looked nice. The one end is the sharp end, and the other end was something decorative, and then they stuck it in their clothing. Like you have today also, women have, they put in their hair, in their clothing, something. However, machat hanekuva was meant for sewing purposes, so you're not supposed to be wearing it. You're trying to carry it around. And the methods of carrying needles, you don't carry in your hands, you put into your clothing. So it's not even hitzah shaloi kedarka. Hitzah shaloi kedarka, if you carry in an abnormal manner, you be potter midiraisa. This is the normal way of carrying needles.
So what the chashash that she will sew with this?
There's no chashash. The chashash is she's carrying on Shabbos. She's not allowed to carry on Shabbos. There's no erev. She's carrying on Shabbos. We are discussing. Were you here last week?
Yeah.
Oh, some things are. If in order to carry something on Shabbos, it has to fall into two categories. Either it's a malbush, it's a clothing, or it's a tachshit, it's jewelry. Mm-hmm. That makes it midiraisa mutter. Still in all, midirabanan, there's certain decrees, gezerot, that even when it's a tachshit, if it's nice and people will show it to each other in the street, and Chazal said don't wear it even though it's mutter min haTorah. But a machat hanakuva is not a tachshit. So therefore you're chayiv. As well, a woman wears a tabash she'ein oleh choisem, has no ring, a regular normal ring, it's not a signature ring. That's also in the first Mishnah. The Mishnah says a woman is potter if she went out with it on Shabbos. It's a tachshit. If it's a tachshit, it's not considered carrying. I'm not carrying it, it's jewelry. However, Chazal say you're not allowed to go out with rings on Shabbos because you might come to take off the rings on the street and show it to your friend. Again, like we spoke, women are lenient today with tachshitim. They don't. This is hard to understand, but women are lenient today, even though in the Mishnah it says it's aser, but it's only aser midrabanan. Midiraisa, it's a tachshit. If it's a tachshit, it's not considered carry.
Where does it say in the Mishnah not to go out with a ring? Sheish choisim.
Yeah.
What if it doesn't have a choisim?
That's the first Mishnah. The first Mishnah, we don't have a copy here. The first Mishnah in this parak says that the opposite. A woman should not go out with a machat she'ein nekuva, and she should not go out with a tabash she'ein oleh choisem. But if she did, she's potter, betura. But in these two cases, she shouldn't go out. But if she did, she's chayeves. In Miyatzah, the Mishnah says, Chayev es chatas divrei meir.
Isn't it Pasha that has a chaysim that's not the tachshit?
For a man, it is. The reason why they're bringing it out.
It says Isha. Obviously, she's not going out for a tachshit because it's like a muksamach mas.
Look in the Gemara. It says the Gemara. Amar.
It's muksamach mas chesaron kiz.
The Gemara says Amar Ula v'chilufeim beish. The opposite is by a man. Ula said that what it says in this Mishnah, the opposite would be also by man. Meaning, machat. Let's first start off with tabas. By tabas is a tabas sheyesh la choisim. A woman is chayiv. She went on Shabbos. A man will be putter because for him it's a tachshit. A man walking around with a tabas sheyesh la choisim. Men always walk around with rings that were signature rings. That's what men wore. That was part of their decorative wearing. They wore these rings.
Oh, you say it was like
אותם בטבעת המלך.
it was a badge of honor.
Yeah, it was something that
Looked chashiv.
the men wear.
Just because it makes
Men
it look
used to
chashiv.
always wear it.
How does just because it makes it look chashiv? How's that a tachshit?
Well,
Okay,
That's what the word tachshit means, to make a person look more chashiv.
tachshit I thought means an ornament.
The dress will
Tachshit,
pop up.
the lashon tachshit is ornamental.
well, if
That's
women,
what
Why is that
an
ornamental?
ornament is.
He doesn't want it to get ruined. Why would he just stop and walk around with it
no, they would.
haphazardly? I
There
would
was
only
a
wear it
minute.
if I was going to sign a contract, but if I was stop walking, why would I wear
No,
it?
so but that was the minute, and that was a steger. Then they used to walk around with those men that had these rings. Men would have it.
Oh, so there was a braggart thing. It was like a braggart thing.
It was the thing that they wore on themselves.
Picture.
There was a picture
Yeah.
recently I saw on one of these Hamish magazines had a picture of the different artifacts.
Yeah, they just found one from
In Israel,
one of the malachim, the kings of
From
David.
Yechezkel, I think.
Malachus Beis does
See
it.
the picture how they look, the signature ring.
Yeah.
So everybody used to use it.
So Lamaisa Zoi. So for women to go out with her own tabas, her normal ring, she'ein oleh choisem, it's potter aval aser. It's potter because it's a tachshit. You're allowed to go with a tachshit, but it's aser because it was a gzeira on tachshitim. So now allowed to go with tachshitim because you might come to carry it. Chash, the rabbanon. Our Armish is talking about tabashi yeshela choisem. So therefore, she's chayav because it doesn't belong to her. Why are you wearing? It's not a tachshit for her. That's something that women wear, that men wear, not women.
Unless she's a businesswoman.
So that's enough if she's a businesswoman to make it that it will make her that it's not hitzal shalei kedarka. The Gemara discusses it. How come it's not hitzal shalei kedarka? If women never wear it, she's wearing it, so it's abnormal. Because I don't know. Sometimes a woman would wear it.
Important woman.
Nothing here about Tolada. She's wearing the ring, and she wants to show it to her friend. This is why Chachamim said Nala to because Shema she will pick it up, take it out, and
It's a gzeira midrabanan. It's also
say
midrabanan.
from Tolada.
No, tolda is going to be midaraisa. If something's a tolda, it's deraisa. This is even less.
It's less from the
Yeah. A'av is something which is clearly in the Mishkan. A tolda is something we learn out from the Mishkan, but it's also aser, midaraisa.
So what? This is a tolda of Hotzoah.
No, this is not a tolda. This is mamash hitzah.
No, but it's not kedarka.
Oh no, the Gemara explains the whole hezbollah that
Oh, it is kedarka.
if a woman carries mashal chayis, since sometimes a man will give her his ring for her to hold on or something, she would put it on her finger. There, since certain situations a woman would once in a while wear it, it can consider kedarka, but we still can't be considered a tachshit. Meaning, it's enough. A woman would wear it once in a while. It makes it enough to be kedarka, but I still can't consider it. I could say it's normal for her to put the ring on her finger, but I can't say that that's her tachshit. It's not her tachshit. So we have to separate between itzah kedarka and being her tachshit. It's not her tachshit. Women don't wear it. Now, the big shayla over here, the big machloekes we're showing him is these words. When it says over here, Alma ula v'chilfeim beish. V'chilfeim beish, the Gemara says, Alma kasav ula, we see ula holds, kol midi dechazi leish, leichazi leisha. Midi dechazi leisha, leichazi leish. Basically,
what line is that on?
right after the Mishnah, right after the Mishnah, right in the beginning of the Gemara. Basically, Ula says on this Mishnah, the opposite halacha of the Mishnah was talking about a lady, but the opposite halacha will be by a man. The shaila over here is, this is a big machlokes Rishonim. Most Rishonim say the words of Chafei and Beish are referring to the case of Tabas. We have two cases in the Mishnah that are Chayiv Midraisa. The first two cases, Amacha Nekuva and Tabas Yeshel Achoisim. When Ula said that the opposite is by a man, was he referring to both of those cases or only the second case?
Well, it's in plural. The chilufei hen.
Yeah, sure.
So you have to say it's two cases.
Yeah.
Look at Rashi, where the arrow is. Amar Ula Chafei Beish Atabas Koi. It's referring to the case of the ring. The tabash yeshel of choisam im yatsa potter. If a man went out with it, he would be potter, unlike a woman. If main of choisam, and if it would be without a choisam, the yatsa chayav chatas, meaning the opposite of the dinim by a woman. But he says it's only referring to the case of tabas.
When would a man wear a tabas without a chayzer if not for being attached?
He would only be. Let's say his wife asked him, "Could you please?" Take this.
Slow. He wanted to be save his wife the tircha of rearing, so he wore it for her.
Or to bring it somewhere. Let's say to bring it, fix
That's
it.
Like lo yalbish ish isha.
Okay, but the shaila is over here. You have to know these dinim, like the actual keli of rings. They do wear this. There's different types in the category of rings. There's different types. Some men wear it. Someone, you know.
So this is first.
The Gemara explains. The Gemara. I don't want to get into it, but the Gemara. I don't want to get into it. It's complicated. The Gemara does explain how each one wearing the other would be considered Hotzoah kedarka. That's what they're chayiv. It's not considered. It's enough that they do sometimes wear it that will make it that's normal usage and not abnormal. Therefore, when they do it, it's aser. It's chayiv chatas. However, you see, Rashi explains only going into bas, meaning like this. According to Rashi, what's going to be the halacha by a man? What's the halacha by a man? The Mishnah never told us the din by a man. What would be the din by a machat? By a man, Ula said that tabas is the opposite by a man. So we know the din by a man. But what about the first din in the Mishnah? Machat nekuva, we don't know what the halacha is, according to Rashi. Because Ula only said his din, chilofei and beish, the opposite of the din is by a man, only by the second case. So what's the din by the first case? Machlokes Rishonim. Some Rishonim say, the Rosh says, a man will be potter. A man will be potter by whatever needle he takes out. Whether it's nekuva, ain't nekuva, a man is always going to be potter. He's not, for him, wearing
Lo kedarko.
it's all shalei kedarke, he's all potter. For him to put in his clothing a machat nekuva or ein nekuva. Halach is not like a woman. But not in the opposite direction. Just both cases, machat nekuva and machat she'ein nekuva are both potter. Meaning when it comes to tabas, Ula had told us that the halacha is that by a man is the opposite of a woman. A woman is chayav for tabas yeshel achoisam, and potter by a tabas she'eino le'achoisam, because that's her tachshit. By a man is the opposite, that a man is chayav for a tabas she'yeshel le'achoisam, she'eino le'achoisam, because that's a woman's thing, it's not his tachshit. But if he wears a tabas she'yeshel le'achoisam, it's potter because it's a tachshit for a man. But by a machat, we never said what the din of a machat is by a man. We only said by a woman should not go out with a machat nekuva. And if she did, she's chayav chatas.
What forces the Rishonim to say it's only talking about one case?
It has to do with later on with the Gemara. The Gemara has different shilas. The Rayis is from later on. The Gemara has certain shilas, which the Gemara only discusses the case of tabas later. And therefore the Gemara, that's the way they understand it. Most Rishonim understand that way. But in Rashi's Mahalich, in those Rishonim that learn, like Rashi, that Ula was only referring to tabas as two eifanim. One eifin is like the Rosh. The Rosh says that halacha by a man would be potter. a man will be potter by Machat Nekuva. And by Machat Shein Nekuva, it's the same din. He's potter by both. However, came along the Magid Mishnah. The Magid Mishnah was one of the Rishonim. He's a Pirush on the Rambam. He himself was one of the Rishonim. And the Magid Mishnah says that those who go with the sheet of Rashi, what would they hold by a Machat? They would hold it's the same din as a woman. Because the Mishnah only said Chilufein Bi'ish by Tabas. By Tabas it's the opposite. What's the halacha by a Machat? The same.
But who goes out
same.
with Machat Sheyesh Boy Nekuva as a Tachshit?
No, it's not a Tachshit. That's what you're chayiv. That's what you're chayiv.
No, but we're saying a woman.
A woman is chayiv. And a man, according to the Magid Mishnah, a man is the same din as a woman because he never said chilufei and bish. So a man and a woman are both chayiv.
Who holds that a potter?
The Rosh says that because Ula was only discussing tabas, what would be the din machet? A man is like a woman is like it says in the Mishnah Kuli chayiv machet nekuva. A man will be potter.
Why?
Very hard to understand.
Makes sense.
Very hard to understand. Why would a man? Maybe a woman sometimes sews more, you know. So.
No, but still, a man, there's no reason for him to go out with it.
Should be chayav then. Somebody who.
There's no duelist.
Well,